Started. We're going to call this meeting to order at 6:33 p.m. Just briefly introduce myself. My name is Wila Fotu Vendiola, a new board member, the olauloa Neighborhood Board. I'm the vice chair. So we're just going to excuse our chairperson, Michael Epp. He's actually getting married this weekend. And so we want to congratulate him. And so I have the honor of conducting the meeting, my first time, so please bear with me. We want to welcome everybody and thank those of you who are from the community for being here. We're going to go ahead and get started. We're following the agenda. There are copies of the agenda in the back. And if you didn't get a chance to, please make sure you sign in just so we can keep a record of who is in attendance. We also have people who are joining us online. So again, we welcome you all. So we're going to move on. We have our city and state monthly reports. Do we have anyone from Honolulu Fire Department here or online? I thought I saw them outside. Oh, they were outside for an actual emergency. Okay. All right. We'll see if they are going to join us later. We're going to move on. HPD. Anyone from HPD here? Mine either. Okay, and we also have here the U.S. Army. We have somebody here. Yes. All right. If you want to come in, come to the mic, please. Thank you. Want to welcome you. Thank you for being here.
My staff here with me as well. So we brought our. Is it on? Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, so I've got a few here from my staff. So I'm Mike Woodall, the Sustainment Brigade Commander over on Schofield for the division. With me, I've got my chaplain, Chaplain Poole, down with the team, and I've got my Public Affairs Officer and Adjutant here with me as well. So happy to be part of the team. We're new to this too, so bear with me. I'm gonna try to put out some kind of announcements for the garrison. Basically, announcement on the 19th, we will be hosting a upcoming job fair on HMR training area starting at 8:30 and ending around 2. This is open to the public. More details will be available at www.himwr.com. Again, it is open to the public. We do have a few training advisories that went out earlier this month, just for the community to be aware of. The ones, most of them are over with already, but there will be, to close out the month, there will be artillery, mortar, and demo training from the 15th through the 22nd, and then the 25th to the 28th there on Schofield Barracks. If you are not on the distro and you would like to be on the distro for those advisories, you can email usag.hawaii.comrel, COMREL, @army.mil. And ma'am, I can leave this with you as well. That way you can pass it out in the notes. On August 23rd, we will be doing a Nakoa Wounded Warrior Canoe Regatta starting at Fort DeRussy Beach Park around 7:40 a.m. through 4 p.m. This Wounded Warrior Canoe Regatta was created to assist recovering troops through the healing power of Hawaiian waters. The first event took place in Pearl Harbor Merida with 67 teams from across the Joint Force. The event was expanded to include a youth division and to include our Gold Star Ohana in the Wounded Warrior Division. On the, so I've got a note here on a training brief will happen on JPMRC, which is our big event in and around the island. That information brief will be hosted and will be that event will be hosted between October and November of 25. We just want to kind of be aware of increased traffic and noise, as we'll have multinational partners here, as well as folks from across the Joint Force. Again, that same email address, if there's any information wanted from the public, the U.S. Army, usag.hawaii.comrel@army.mil. That can be questions through there. Those are the announcements that I have for the team. If there's any questions, I'll go ahead and have my seat.
Do we have any questions for Commander Ben?
Sir.
Aloha. 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 Testing, testing. Okay. I just wanted to ask you, how did you folks do on that that tsunami watch when people were going to that side road?
So we did well. The feedback we got from the community is we were able to push, I think, around 480 vehicles from the west side over across and through the pass. We ended up we had it open as long as we could safely navigate it because of the lighting, and we ended up having to close that. In conjunction with that, we had a lot of people, folks out in the training areas that are associated with that road, that then we had to close down training and evac the folks. So to the feedback I got from our public affairs team and the garrison was that was well coordinated through the local communities, and that information was pushed out to the affected areas. Yes, sir.
How was it pushed out?
I will have to go back. My assumption is it went out through the garrison, through the media. Do you know how it was done? Through Facebook channels, and they probably run an Instagram account as well, right? And I know the news was reporting as well through the news media on television.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Any other questions?
Awesome. Thank you for your time.
All right, thank you. I think we have a member of the Honolulu Police Department join us, so we're ready for your report. Thank you. As he's making his way, I do want to acknowledge that we have 5 board members here, which is not enough for a quorum. We need 6 members for a quorum. And my understanding is that just means we're not able to take action or vote on any matters, but we are able to have the meeting. So I just wanted to bring that up. All right, thank you.
Aloha board and community members. I'm Sanford Yu. I'm one of the night watch lieutenants for your district. Present the stats for July. You guys basically have no crime. Only thing you had was 10 thefts compared to 8 the prior month. And the prior month had 1 burglary. There was no burglaries for July. Willing to answer any questions at this time.
Questions from the board? Questions from the audience? Yes. Sorry, can we give him the microphone?
It does not specify. So the thefts in
We have
this
one right here on
report
this
are
page.
just basic petty thefts, anything other than motor vehicle break-ins. Someone stole your rubbish can, someone stole your bicycle, etc.
Any other questions? Any online? Casey? Casey, you want to unmute yourself?
Yes, could you tell us, we heard last time that there would be a homeless sweep at Pounders. Do you know if that went ahead?
I do not. I apologize. If you do see people that need to be addressed, please call 911. We'll send an officer. I know Pounders and Kokololeo are usually the hot spots for
And,
residential challenged people. Yeah.
and
Hi, Dottie. Oh, someone else.
Sorry, Casey?
sorry, how many of your calls have to do with homeless people?
Very little, to be honest. Very, very little. Either that or people are not calling, but if you do notice, please call, yeah. Ma'am,
Thank you. Anyone else online? Okay, we do have a question from Dottie.
Is there a law against people sleeping in the park?
yes and no. If there's park closure, then we can enforce that. If they're sleeping in the park, no. If they have a tent, yes.
Yes, yes,
If it's a tent.
it's okay or
If
not?
it's camping, no, it's not okay.
It's not okay.
Yeah. Camping has certain ordinances, yeah.
Okay. What if they're on the beach?
On the beach sleeping,
Uh-huh.
No.
No. Okay, so no place around the park area.
it
For
depends on the
anyone.
park. Certain parks have blue signs posted
Mhm.
that list the prohibited activities. Certain
Unless-
parks do not.
Unless someone has
A
a
tent.
reservation, a tent in a reservation to park it, to sleep in the
If
park,
it's a park that allows camping, they need a permit,
need a
and then
permit.
they can have a tent.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much.
Follow-up question or, yeah, follow-up question.
Again, this is about campers, and I guess I would say illegal camping on public beach in Punaluu. Should that be reported to
Yes.
the police?
Yes.
Yeah, because it's very prevalent, and it's not just fishermen, even though some people will throw out a pole to make it look like they're fishermen. But yeah, there's been a tremendous amount of that. And in the past, I believe they had like no camping signs that disappeared. And I think some of my questioning has to go towards Department of Transportation, because they used to put up these cement,
Barricades.
barricades so that people couldn't drive onto the beach, because that's destroying the beach.
So the
now.
barricades are gone.
Yeah, there's no more barricades. There's this one long stretch in Punaluu that is not, it's not beach. I mean, it's not park. It's not parkland. And also by Punaluu Stream, every weekend people set up tents over there, and that's not legal. Sometimes they put, I have some photos that I could probably send to you. They put up a chemi lab and right by Punaluu
Yeah,
Stream.
just call, please.
Just
Yeah.
call you guys, and they'll probably realize, oh, it's that lady again. But
No, you can be anonymous.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but thank you.
When kids are pop wheeling on the motorbikes on the street, no more helmet. If you video them
No.
and give it to you folks do nothing.
Only thing a video helps us for enforcement is fireworks. So to issue a citation, we have to witness the violation. I don't like it either, but unfortunately, that's the law.
Good evening. My name is Evelyn Lane, and I wanted to ask you about a homeless woman who is sleeping at the bus stop next by the hospital in front of this on the way to the Kahuku High School. And she's been there for a couple of weeks now, and she looks like she's very ill, and she's camping. And the other part about it, she needs help, and the kids have nowhere to wait for the bus because she's taken over the whole space.
Was she there tonight?
Pardon?
Was she there tonight?
I haven't been there today, but she's been there just
I'll send someone to check on her.
everybody knows. Okay.
Unfortunately, if she doesn't want assistance, the most we can do is move her away from the bus stop. She doesn't want to go to a shelter or et cetera, like the Honu project.
Well, obviously she needs a crisis team.
Yeah.
She's not even sleeping on the bench. She's on the ground. So I think it's an emergency. Something's wrong with her health. She's
So
not a
just-
drug addict or an alcoholic.
Okay, I'll send someone tonight.
Thank you.
All right, I think those are all the questions. Thank you so much.
I'll be outside for a few minutes in case anybody has anything else.
All right, I appreciate your time. Okay, we're moving on to the third item on the agenda, government reports. Do we have a representative from Mayor Bangiardi's office. Okay, Kat, is it Kat
Hi,
Ashner?
good evening. I'm here, everybody. So I have 5 updates from Nair's newsletter. I'll drop it into the chat when I'm Paul, and then I have 2 questions from last month that I'll report on, and then I'll take questions after. So the 5 updates from Mayor's newsletter include: 1, the city made a major land acquisition on South Beretania to support future Honolulu Police Department operations. 2, Mayor Blangiardi announces additions to the city leadership team, including a new assistant zoo director at the Honolulu Zoo. 3, demolition begins at 1615 Olauloa Boulevard as the city prepares to build a new affordable housing complex on the property. 4, a massive new solar canopy is coming to the Olauloa Golf Course parking lot, keeping cars cool and powering the clubhouse. And 5, members of the Honolulu Youth Commission discuss a wide range of topics with the mayor during a meeting in July. The August 2025 edition of the mayor's newsletter can be found online, and I will drop a link in the chat. I had 2 questions from last month. First was regarding illegal vacation rentals. There was a request for a clarification whether there were 10,000 illegal vacation rentals on Oahu, which is a quarter of the lodging for tourists, whether that number is accurate. DPP reports. In response to the inquiry, the current number of illegal short-term rental units, STR units, operating for less than 30 days is approximately 1,900. This data is provided by Granicus, the software company contracted by DPP to monitor STR activity on the island of Oahu. This figure closely aligns with data from AirDNA, another reputable software company that independently tracks STR activity. However, it is possible that there are more STR properties that we don't know about. The city is working on expanding investigations to determine if there are more STR properties not identified. The second question was with regards to tsunami occurrences. There was a question as to whether the Department of Emergency Management has a clear map of tsunami occurrences in the olauloa region from 1946 to 2025, and clarification if Kahuku was 26 feet underwater due to a tsunami, and to have DEM look into the Tsunami Society's report and suggestion to not have further development in Kahuku. The Department of Emergency Management reports. The City and County of Honolulu's local hazard mitigation plan has a profile for tsunamis in Chapter 17, and I will drop a link into the chat. On page 17-14, there is a map that captures all tsunami run-up activity on Oahu from 1946. Oh no. Sorry, my computer just shut off. There is a map that captures all tsunami run-up activity on Oahu from 1946 to 2011, from earthquake events in Alaska, Chile, Russia, and Japan. And I'll drop a link in the chat. From that map, the number in each colored box represents the maximum wave run-up during the specific tsunami. For example, Kahuku has a pink colored box with the number 27 in it. The pink color represents the 1946 Aleutian Island tsunami, and the 27 indicates that the largest wave run-up that was measured in 1946 was 27 feet. Please note that run-up is not the same as wave inundation, which measures how far the tsunami waves penetrate inland. The standard inundation zone map can be found on page 17-10 of the same chapter. And I'll put all of this in the chat so that you have references to it. Finally, the Department of Emergency Management welcomes comments and feedbacks on the local hazard mitigation plan, as this plan is reviewed annually amongst city and county stakeholders for updates and revised ideas for mitigation projects. The feedback form can be accessed here. We'll put it in the chat. And within this form, links to various reports can be included, including the one that there are questions about. So those were the 2 questions that I had from last month. Happy to take any additional questions that you may have.
Any questions from board members?
Hi, this is Dottie Kelly Paddock from Ha'ula.
Auntie Dottie.
Hi. We have had a tsunami evacuation site approved through a formal memorandum of agreement in DEM with Asia Pacific International School here in Ha'ula. And it actually served over 480 people in this past tsunami alert. But 2 things. One, it's not on the city list for tsunami evacuation, and that needs to be changed. And we also need signage. We have a very old sign. It's been up there. We've actually worked with this site the Hau'ula Community Association and Hui o Hau'ula have worked with this site for over 10 years and always used it. And the sign we have up is very small and faded because it's been up a long time. So we need to give DEM some money so they can print us a big sign so that people here in this area can take advantage of that lovely site. It's very safe and there's lots of room to park. So let everybody know in your families that it was open. And before Tamura closed, it was open. So we got a lot of great people up there and a lot of tourists were there as well. So thank you very much. If you can check on that for me.
Of course, we'll do.
Thank you.
Any other questions from the board? Any questions from the audience? Yes, Evelyn?
Evelyn Lane. I was wondering if you could do something to help get the decommissioned building at the Kahuku Golf Course removed because it's a fire hazard. It's caught on fire before, and we're trying to become a fire-wise community. So we'd like your help in removing those structures and any other things that could cause fire around the golf course, please.
Got it.
Any other questions from the audience? All right, moving online. All right, Casey?
Yes, quickly, thanks, Kat. But I just put in the chat a news report where Mayor Blangiardi said there are many more illegal vacation rentals than you just said, and there are others some. Would you mind double checking that for us?
Of course.
Because the former executive from DBED did say there were about 10,000 and 1/4 of the tourist lodgings were illegal vacation rentals. And in April, the mayor also said that there were huge problems collecting the fines, and that's in that article also that I have posted. And of the 3 million fines in April, only 1 million in fines for illegal vacation rentals has been collected. Has that been improved? And thank you. My second question again will be about the tsunamis. Is the new Department of Emergency Management head familiar with a tsunami report by lead tsunami specialist Barbara Keating? She was the head of the Worldwide Tsunami Institute. She wrote on Kahuku, and she didn't think that there should be building around that area. And of course, the Arete at Turtle Bay is flattening the area to build. So I wanted to make sure that they were aware of this study from years ago from one of the top international tsunami experts about building in Kahuku. As you said, there was a 27 foot wave there. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Casey. Any other questions online? Okay, we're gonna move on. Do we have a member from Matt Wyer's office, Council Member Wyer?
Hi, yes, everyone. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can. Hi, Chelsea. Oh, you just
Perfect.
muted
Sorry.
yourself.
Was a
Okay.
little laggy. Want to make sure I'm on camera. Okay, perfect. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. Just some quick highlights here. We just wanted to highlight that Bill 37. So in case you were tracking it, this is related to Holly Eva, but there was a lot of there was a lot of pushback around it, and so this one was the rezoning Bill 37. So this is the one that reclassifies 7.3 acres of land in Haleiwa from state land use agriculture to state land use urban district. And in the last full council meeting, Bill 37 was deferred and recommitted to the zoning and planning committee for further review. So we just want to say thank you so much for everyone who's provided testimony on that, everyone who shared, everyone who came online or submitted written testimony. Councilmember Wire has always been opposed to this, and so this is just not it it's not gone for good, but it's a win in the sense that, you know, there was a delay in kind of the process for it. So just wanted to share that. Also wanted to highlight proposed amendments that Councilmember Wire did for Bill 49 and Bill 50. So I'm going to read this from the newsletter, which is available already on our website. My colleagues recently introduced two measures to provide real property tax relief for homeowners. Bill 50 would increase the homeowner's exemption from $120,000 to $140,000. And Bill 49 would increase kupuna homeowner exemption from $160,000 to $180,000. These increases would save homeowners an additional $70 from their property tax bill. To provide greater relief, so Councilmember Wire introduced amendments to both bills that would increase that exemption even higher. So that would result in additional savings. So numbers wise, he proposed to increase it from up to $250,000 and the kupuna exemption to $300,000. So this would, breaking it down, it would result in additional savings of $455 for non-kupuna and then $490 for kupuna. So just amendments designed to offer more meaningful tax relief. And so just sharing with you folks that this bill has been scheduled for hearing Tuesday, August 19th at 9 a.m. and it's in the budget committee. And then speaking of budget, we just also wanted to highlight some upcoming deadlines for property owners. So August 20, which is coming up shortly here, first half year payments are due, followed by September 1st, which is a deadline for filing dedication petitions. And then coming up quick here, it'll be September 30th, which is kind of a big one. It's deadline for filing exemption claims and tax credit applications. And that is my report. Thank you. Happy to take back any questions.
Any questions from the board? Any questions from the audience? We have a question there and then Evelyn.
Hi, everybody. My name is Deborah King, and I'm a resident in Chinatown. And I just wanted to make a comment about Bill 37. I testified in opposition, and I know that Councilmember Wire and also Senator Awa also testified in opposition. And it was mentioned that that is considered a land flip, which is a fraudulent real estate transaction. And so I emailed officials to let them know that if they go forward with this, that they are opening themselves up for a class action lawsuit. So I just wanted to let y'all know that, because I don't want this to be a set of precedent that they can just flip the land. So thank you.
Evelyn.
Evelyn Lane, from Kahuku. I want to thank your office for being willing to come out to our community and take a walk around the area so that we can evaluate the risk that we're living under. And I want to share a picture of, right there, those, could you put a picture of the community that is across the street from where I live, that has an ironwood grove that if it catches on fire, and it's not if, it's when, will burn down my community and many other things in Kahuku. And so I'm grateful that Matt and the city emergency manager, Dr. Randall Collins, will be coming out to our community soon. And I hope that the pictures that I'm sharing with you, which belong to the Church of Latter-day Saints in Kahuku, and we really would like to work together with them to remove these trees so we don't burn down. And I know that there's members on the board here that could help us, and we're really seeking that kind of help, because every single day that I live there, right in the entryway, I am afraid that I'm going to be burned up because we've had so many fires over there, and we are designated a high-risk fire zone by DLNR's Forestry and Wildlife. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Evelyn. Any other questions from the audience?
Hello. I have a question for Matt Wire's office. Is there going to be some kind of timeline on when this thing will be finished? Because we don't want to wait till next year. We want to do it while it's still hot in the community, and we want to get it done. How do we do that? What do we need to do? Matt Wire's office. Thank you.
Sorry, in regards the timeline for what thing?
To getting those buildings going down,
Oh, okay.
you know, because the fire hazard. Every time somebody brings it up now, we have to be makaala and move on in. We don't want the things to be burning down and burning more buildings. We want to be able to preserve what we have. Thank you.
And this is in regards to the Kahuku Golf Course, is that right? Okay.
Yes, the Koku Golf Course area. The one that they were talking about knocking down.
So did that clarify things for you, Chelsea? Or are you still unclear? Okay.
We just wanted a timeline. Eventually, we want to get a timeline so we know that it's going to come down. And then we know that we can, count on that being done. Mahalo.
Understood. Thank you.
And I think the concern, the issue is that it's been brought up before. And so I think the question is if there's a timeline or what's the next steps. Thank you. We have any online? All right, Casey?
Yes, thank you. I just put in the chat, there's a new bill up to raise the bus fares. And in this area, the bus is so needed. And of course, it's our most vulnerable, even though there are some discounts. The elderly, disabled students and working people that use the bus. So I think that our area, you just can't walk to some place. You need people without a vehicle need the bus. And we'd also like more tourists to ride the bus. So if you could look at this bus fare, and I think it would hurt our area if it was raised. And the second, I attended the resilience department's meeting online, and they had all these new proposals for transportation for riding, biking and walking. And it looked like they were possibly considering fuel charges and electric vehicles, but their proposals didn't seem to work for our rural community. I don't know if Matt could look into that or consider that. And there was also, again, with this evacuation, there's still no carrying capacity study for Kamehameha Highway, where you get stuck, where you don't, how many vehicles are on it, how many vehicles are, when the illegal vacation rentals are full of, weddings or parties. And is that a possibility that he could look into? The resilience committee, I can't speak for them, but that was brought up there too, especially for our area. Mahalo.
Understood. Thank you, Casey. And I think just being open to mostly for the Kamehameha Highway study, we might have to rely on our state partners for that one, just because the majority of the highway belongs to the state. So just flagging. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Chelsea. I don't think there are any other questions. Thank you for your time. We're going to move on. We have next U.S. House of Representatives. Is there someone from Congresswoman Jill Tokuda's office? Okay, we don't see anyone online. So we're going to move on. The Director of Communications and Engagement for the Office of Wellness and Resilience. Do we have Erica Yamauchi online?
present.
All right. The time is yours.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone, and aloha. I usually try to get to these meetings in person, but I'm homesick today. I'm looking forward to meeting all the new board members at next month's meeting. And then last month, I was traveling during the meeting time, but I did file my report with Dottie. So I believe she got that to you all, and I didn't have any follow-up questions from it. I'll drop Governor Green's most recent August newsletter in the chat, and I can take any questions back to the Office of the Governor that you all may have.
All right, go ahead, Ben.
Aloha, Ben Schaefer.
Hi, Ben.
Couple questions. One is that hopefully when we have our committee meeting, we're going to be talking about the transportation from, from the North Shore all the way down to Kualoa, and what are the projects that are being that are already on schedule, and the projects that are just going on and not moving anything. And so we wanted to get a budget, we wanted to get a timeline, we wanted to know when it's finished, when the deadlines were, and if they're past the deadlines, and what do we need to do to move it forward, especially the Kaipapao Bridge one. And there's a lot of from the school all the way to Kekela, they have all these lines across the road, maybe about 20 or 37, I think what it was. And I was wondering how they could be able to repair all, because you just go over the hoodie, boom, 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 you can see it every time you go over it. It doesn't happen all over the place, but it's happening in Haula. And I would like them to fix it if they possibly can under DOT. On another issue, no, I'll talk to you about that after. Thank you.
Thank you for the question. Just to make sure I understand, you'd like a DOT kind of timeline for all the projects in the area?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that sounds like a
That'd
good
be
idea.
great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other board members, questions? Right, questions from the audience? Anyone online? All right, Casey?
Yes, thank you. Many of us were concerned about the community, were disappointed to see the governor's picks for the new board of directors for the Hawaii Tourism Authority, even though it's only advisory. The neighborhood board chair from North Shore, Kathleen Pahanui, who we thought would be great, she was not picked, and we're concerned that there was no members of the community that would understand the difficulties that this whole area plus the North Shore have with over tourism, and didn't know what the governor if was going to do to make sure that the community members are taken into consideration, and if he would consider any standard economic studies on tourism. It should be standard to do salary studies, study, a carrying capacity study of diminishing returns or hidden costs of over tourism, which Hawaii has been having. And if he is looking into diversifying the economy, what kinds of jobs is he helping to promote in our the rural areas, instead of just more and more and more over tourism and more traffic? If he could look into those kinds of issues, we'd really appreciate it. Thank you. Mahalo.
Thank you, Casey, for the question. I'll take that back.
Anyone else online? Okay, that's it. Thank you so much for your time. We're gonna move on.
Thank you.
We hope you get better. All right, moving on to our state senator's office, Senator Brenton Awa. All right.
Hey, hello, my kako. Not
Aloha.
updates this month. Other than that, our Genki project in at the Kahalu'u Pond has gone underway with the 4 neighborhood schools: He'eia, Mahui Manu, Waiahole, and Kahalu'u. So we're excited to get this project on the way with its first deposit being next week in the Kahalu'u Pond. And it's a 6-month pilot project that we hope that we can get some positive support from and bring to more of the district as we move forward. So we
Awesome.
got,
Thank you, Makana. Any questions from the board? Comments? Yes, Ben.
Aloha, Ben Schaefer. Question on the Kahalu Bridge by Hygienic Store and the canoe paddling that is done at that area, Kahalu Park. There needs to be something done because that is a #1 rated polluted area on the whole island consistently. Yeah, and we need to figure out a way so that we got to call Army Corps of Engineers or somebody to help the state come up with a plan so that it can stop all that sewage from coming down and going into the river. I just thought I'd let you know, I brought it up last year, and I'm still bringing it up every couple of months, and hopefully we will have some kind of a team working on it so that we can get that done. Thank you.
got it. Yeah, we're hoping that this is one avenue to look into for some bioremediation, understanding that it's more of a reactive solution right now. But yes, it's going to be a collaborative effort that we're all multiple departments and entities that are going to have to be on the same page with. Mahalo for that.
All right, thank you, Makana. I do just want to mention on a personal note that I'm working at Ahui Manu Elementary, and we were able to have Makana and Corey there working with the staff there, and then the students are involved with this Genki project, and so we're really excited to see what kind of impact that can have on the pond there. So thank you. All right,
Mahalo.
questions from the audience? Yes, ma'am.
Hi there, Deborah King from Chinatown. And I come up here often and I wanted to find out, I've written to officials to find out the status of how much longer it's going to take for the Hau'ula Bridge to be completed. Do we have an update?
I'm not too sure on the specifics on the deadlines for that, but I can get some information and get it to you.
That would be great because I believe we're several years into it now, and they're starting up other bridge projects that are impacting traffic even more. So, and we already have a huge problem with traffic. So thank you.
Will do. Mahalo.
Sorry, and I'm not sure if it's appropriate to bring it up here or to Representative Quinlan's, but this was brought up by a community member just regarding traffic. Last week, when school came into session, there was tree trimming after school, and it caused a lot of traffic. And so, community members were quite upset, mentioning things on the CAM highway closures page. So just a question is, I'm not sure if you have any information, who schedules. It was just not good timing on their part because it was the first day back for students and there was a lot of traffic. We're talking about like an hour to get, from Laia to the high school and or back. So do you have any information on that, Makana?
I don't have any specifics, but we do have representatives at the Department of Transportation that we can inquire with, and can also echo that that message of trying to prioritize some of the cutting to specific times, so that we can at least not add to what is current.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Dottie.
Okay, Dottie Kelly Paddock. I have a question. Before I was so lucky to move to Hawaii, Hau'ula, I lived in California. And in California, they do road work at night. And I'd like to suggest that we look at considering that, especially for roads like the one out here in Hau'ula and Olauloa, that is one way in, one way out. And this is all this construction and debris cutting and just everything. He goes out there um, it's, it adds about 30 to 40 minutes to a trip. And this is getting worse and worse, it seems. So when we drive into town now, it's at least an hour and a half. And we lose services that way. People don't want to make a long drive. All the time I hear, oh, Hauula, far. And it is far, but it's getting further. And we need your help to consider a new strategy like this. Thank you.
Thank you,
Mahalo.
Dottie. Oh, sorry, Makana, did you have any comments on that?
No, mahalo for that. We'll try to get more information with the challenges with the Department of Transportation and some of the highway issues.
Okay, appreciate that. Also, Erica Yamauchi from the governor's office, she did share in the chat that there is a website. I was not aware of this, so this is good information for the Kaipopao Stream Bridge. There's a website. It's www.kaipapaobridge.com. And so you can find information about the project there. Also, there is a 24-hour, 24/7 hotline for the Department of Transportation for any questions or comments or concerns, excuse me. And it's the phone number is 808-268-1119. So some questions or concerns can be directed to that hotline as an option, and then of course the information on the website for the bridge. All right. Yes, Evelyn.
I wanted to mention what I experienced when I was at the Kahuku Senior Housing during the tsunami, because we have a lot of residents who don't have transportation. And we have many residents in wheelchairs, walkers, or with dementia. And it was very difficult for our residents to get out. There was no assistance for them. And also, because of that, we need to make sure that our roads are clear, because the traffic was really starting to pile up. And, you know, even if people had wanted to come and help us, it might have been difficult for them to get there. So we really need help. And I appreciate your office being willing to come out and walk through our community also because of the fire. And I'm looking forward to the work that I know that you're going to do for us. I remember when you came to our community and we met and talked about how Kahuku could be better. Thank you.
Sorry. My name's Ronnie. I'm from Hola. I just wanted to ask, who's responsible for the trees that fall from the high tides on the beach? Because Kahana, we have a huge tree that's lying across the beach. I'm just thinking about lawsuits, because we get choke tourists that have been coming lately. And the last tree, I believe me, Ben, and a few other residents, we cleared that tree. And it took us a long time. But now we have one that is laying across Kahana Beach itself. And so that's not one. That's one of many that will happen in the next year. So I wanted to know who is responsible. Because as the ocean takes away our land and takes away our beaches, and as the trees fall in the ocean, who's going to be responsible? Who's going to help us?
Yes, great question. Again, depends on what tree. I know you said a specific area, but for, in general, it just depends on jurisdictions. It could be state parks, it could be county parks, it could be the Department of Land and Natural Resources. So
Yeah, it's at the beach at Kahana Bay. That's what I
Got it.
just said. Kahana Bay.
not,
It's
yeah,
right-
just giving
right,
a general response to like you asked like who's responsible. So I just was giving a general response to depending where I understand you said Kahana Bay. So
Yeah. But that's
that
just one of the rest, because we got like a whole bunch of beach parks over here. We got Haula, Honolulu. Honolulu, the bathroom is falling in the ocean, literally. Like their sewer is seeping right into the ocean. So I think, like, I'm asking, Are you guys gonna come out here and try and start reassessing the beach parks and the whole shoreline? I know everybody get homes on the beach and everybody wants to keep their homes. But the ocean is not gonna agree with you or with whoever, but yeah, I paddle and I go up and down that shoreline. And from what it was from 2001 till it is 2025, Bahana has shrunk majorly. And so did Howla Beach Park and everybody else. So just saying, like, what you guys gonna do?
Yeah, it's gonna be a collaborative effort for sure, because some jurisdictions is city, some is state. So there's different procedures and protocols that is gonna need to take place. Again, it's gonna be probably a multi-pronged approach. I agree with you that a sense of urgency could be shown to these specific areas. But again, I will take that back to the office, and if you could please email us, I'll send awa@capital.hawaii.gov. Would love to continue this correspondence through email and get you the right information.
You, Awa people, whoever you guys, but Ka'ava Elementary School has a major problem with the traffic, not with them building the wall, with the people that come to the beach park. We got people piling up over there, and then we have all these tourists trying to park everywhere. And then the traffic is backing up, the kids is trying to get out of school, and they're fixing the beach. Okay, but are they fixing the traffic to make it safe for our kids when they're done with school at Ka'ava? Everybody seems to be overlooking that, because even if they fix the rocks for the beach shoreline, that's not going to solve the traffic from all the tourists and all the people that are parking all alongside, all the way to the small park, where no more, doing real small park at the end. So, okay, and that too. Sorry, Awa, but there's a lot of stuff happening down here. You guys should come down and check it out.
Definitely, we'll do. We share in those same concerns. It's definitely not gonna have it's gonna be a little process to collaborate with everyone and the different departments, but it definitely can be done. Again, it's just about proper collaboration and communication. So mahalo for bringing up those concerns.
All right, I appreciate your time, Makana. Case, one more question, Casey.
Yes, aloha makana. Thank you. We know the senator is so interested. Thank you for the help with Kahuku School. Has he been able to check? Do we finally have a new ag teacher at Kahuku? Because we had substitutes and that was a problem with continuity. I had also mentioned before that Windward Community College's ag program said they didn't have any students in ag from Kahuku. So if I know that's part of Senator's heart, if he could look into that and maybe try to strengthen that pipeline. So we have our students getting the updated ag and aquaponics information and training. And just wanted to thank him also for last session. He worked on film and TV jobs, and that didn't work out, but wanted to know if he had any more updates on or ways to help film and TV now that the Jason Momoa's films come out. And he was also working on illegal vacation rentals. Any updates on that, on stopping those and getting local families into those homes? Mahalo.
Mahalo, Casey. Yes, I will make sure to take that back, and thank you for the reminder. I'll go follow up on the data, specifically with the agriculture within Kahuku and Windward Community College.
All right, awesome. I think those
Mahalo.
are all the questions, Makana. Thank you so much for your time.
Mahalo nui, malama pono, aloha.
All right, and finally, for our government reports, we have House Representative Sean Quinlan or staffer. Oh, Sean, I see. Aloha.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Auntie Ronnie, is the tree below the high tide mark or above the high tide mark?
It's below, but it's in the ocean, like the
Okay.
top half of
Um,
it. Top half.
okay,
actually
so
so it's laying straight all the way across. I think what the park keepers were hoping was that the tide would have drugged the whole tree out, but it didn't. So I was gonna attempt it, but that's too much of a big job. The last one we did, we had to use Ben's van to pull the tree out of the sand. So this one is impossible. We need one machine. They're gonna need a machine to pull this tree out. The thing is that even at -0, it's sticking, protruding very far out. And then even at high tide, the branches are still sticking out. So if you're in the water and you're swimming or you're surfing and you're coming in, if you don't know that the tree is there, you're heading straight into the tree. That's how far
okay,
in the water it is.
Roger. So generally speaking, if something is in the water or below the high tide mark, that's the big umbrella organization of DLNR. Specifically at Kahana Bay, if it's above the high tide mark, that's state parks. So I'll call DLNR and state parks on Monday and see who I can get out there to get rid of that tree.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thanks.
And then Ben, Kahalu, most of the water pollution there, and that you're right, it does have the highest rate of E. coli and other types of high bacteria counts. It's from all the cesspools that are up the river. So we've really got to get serious about cesspool conversion. We've tried different things over the years. We had a tax credit for a while, but the problem with the tax credit is a lot of these folks are on a fixed income. They don't have a ton of income to take the tax credit against, so that wasn't successful. We've sort of messed around a little bit with straight up grants, but you're right. It's really sad what's happened down there, and we do have some plans over the next 3 or 4 years at the state level to try and help people either connect up to the nearest sewer laterals, or just help them straight up convert to septic. But ironically, part of the problem is the scope of the problem is so big, and we have so few companies that actually do the conversions. It's going to take us a lot longer than would be ideal. But thank you for that question. Traffic. Okay, so on Tuesday, I started getting phone calls, people upset. What's going on? I look at DOT's website, and they had like 8 different projects going on at the same time in a 15-mile stretch of road. Part of it was tree trimming, part of it was erosion control, some of it is bridge work, and all important projects, but obviously please don't do them all at once. So I called Deputy Director Highways, Robin Chicito, on Tuesday, and asked him, can you guys please coordinate better with HECO and the other utilities? I also spoke to HECO to ask them to make sure that they are informing DOT of when they're doing the tree trimming. It's as Evelyn was saying. I mean, we're a fire community now, unfortunately, like many places in Hawaii are. So I think the tree trimming has got to be one of the top priorities because God forbid we have a storm, we have high winds, a power line gets knocked down, it sparks. And HECO has been very, very proactive, more so than in the past, obviously, since the tragedy at Lahaina. So unfortunately, from the traffic standpoint, we're going to see more frequent tree trimming, but fortunately from the safeguarding our lives standpoint. After I made those phone calls, we pulled back on some of the road work. So I think yesterday and today were better. So we're going to try and stagger these projects a little bit. But again, if we have another situation like this where it gets really, really bad, you guys can just call me on my cell phone, 388-2823. That's 388-2823, and I will call DOT and see what can be done. DOT is they're sort of their own entity. They're not necessarily funded by the state budget. Their funding comes from the barrel tax and from other usage fees. So they're not obligated to do what I say, but they've been very accommodating when I do ask for kokua. So I really want to thank Deputy Director and also Director Ed Sniffen for all their help over the last few weeks as we deal with some of these issues. And that is my report.
Dottie has a question.
Hi, Sean. Dottie Kelly Paddock.
Hello.
I'd like to just kind of jump on to that theme about the road and all the things going on along the road. Maybe we should be more forward thinking and try to do some of this road work at night when everyone's not on the road. And, you know, this road is hazardous enough without all of that work being done all day long. And it would be really appreciated. I know you don't come this way that often between Kaneohe and Hauula because you're going North Shore, but it's gotten twice as bad. And all of it is like 6, 8, 10, 12 trucks along the road doing work. And we can't keep going like this. Thank you.
Definitely. We have requested and will request again for night work. There are complications. There is some component of asking people that live right by the road for permission. I'm not sure if that's statutory or not, but I've been told in the past that DOT has tried to do night work, and people who live right next to the road work have told them, we don't give permission. So that is one complication. On the North Shore side of the district, they were doing some night work. They'd gotten permission from the community. And then the Department of Fish and Wildlife said it's turtle nesting season. You got to shut down. So we're done until January. And this is like a perfect storm, basically, of, bridge projects, erosion control. All these things take years to make their way down the pipeline, appropriations, checking boxes, environmental impact statements. And somehow some of these darn timelines just lined up at the same time. I've never seen anything like this before. So that's been rough. It's really, really bad luck. Oh, the bridge by Cackle Fresh, the pedestrian walkway portion of it, we have reached out to DOT to ask them to expedite because it's gotten a little dicey.
Dottie again. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. Sean, just build another road. Talk to Mr. DOT and tell him, I don't care how expensive it is. We need another road if this can't be managed. There are ways to do this.
Sean, we have another issue. DLNR. We have a lot of abandoned lay nets in the ocean. So I've been paddling steady back home in Kahana for like 4 years, but we've been running into a lot of abandoned lay nets. So I removed one that was like, I think it was a 4-piece net, maybe 5. Yeah, it was sad, but that's only one of many that we've been running into. So do you think that DLNR can get some help to try and get some of these homeless people that are leaving their lay nets? I'm not picking on them, but been watching them and they leave their nets, so the water gets too rough and then they abandon them. We got turtles coming up dead.
So it depends on where the homeless people are. I mean, if you see a lay net that needs to be removed that's in the ocean, or if it's right on the beach, you can just call my office and I'll try and send DoCare down to take care of it. As far as where the homeless are, if they're in a city beach park, that's not going to be a DoCare issue. If they're in, on the actual state park at Kahana, then that can be a state DoCare issue. So it really just depends on where the homeless people are.
Do you think it's a possibility? Because when I was in Waimanalo, we made a community group, but we traveled the whole Waimanalo Kona, like that whole Kona Moku. And we started from Sherwood and we worked our way all the way to Davis. And we reported and worked with DLNR and HPD. And then reported to the board on issues like this. So that way we are the eyes for the board and HPD and DLNR on like situations that you guys was talking about earlier and the concerns like lay net, overfishing, illegal fishing, Cloroxing, all those kind of situations.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. If you want to form an organization like that, I mean, for example, Malama Pupukea Waimea does that at Sharks Cove, where they have a Makai watch and they do education. And if they see someone going into the ocean with a net, they call it doe care. It's tough. It's tough for us. You know, everybody's got jobs, right? Everyone's got kids to look after. It's hard sometimes to find enough volunteers to patrol the whole shoreline. But if that's something that you want to try and start up, I can definitely connect you with the right people.
Sorry, I wanted to come back to the board as well. Did somebody else have a comment or question on the board? Go ahead.
Hi, Sean. This is Margaret Cowie Weiss. I know you.
Hello.
Anyway,
Yes. How are
hi,
you?
that's Cowie. I'm good. I'm good. And I wanted to reiterate what Dottie has been saying about um, planning when you're going to do work on the road. Nighttime would be much preferable. I know you were talking about turtle season or whatever, and so it conflicting with that. But a lot of people who live out here work in town. I work at the airport, so I allow myself sometimes 2 hours to get to work because I don't know what's going to be going on the road, you know, tree trimming, you know, Hiko, all that. But just reiterating what Dottie said, that if they could just do the work at different times, not when people are trying to get to work, or get to school or get home from school, like has already been mentioned. But thank you.
Definitely, and that's something that I've raised with DOT, and I will continue to raise because I was
DOT
shocked when I
thing.
went on their website. Yeah, when I went on their website the other day after I got the phone calls, and I was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like I was blown away, absolutely blown away.
All right, thank you. I do want to mention there's a comment about debris pickup. So maybe just mentioning this to Ronnie or anyone else that's interested. So Ella Sirowski, hopefully I'm saying your name correctly. She's saying that you can call a phone number to report the debris for pickup. So I'm just relaying this because it's from someone online. The phone number is 888-256-9840. It's a statewide number. Again, 888-256-9840. It says she says to identify the island and then follow the prompts. Thank you, Ella. Okay, question. Any other questions from the audience? All right, then we're going online. Jacob, we have a question from someone online. Jacob.
Hello. Sean, with the La'i Bridge soon to be constructed or in construction, is there a way to make sure the mistakes from Ha'ula Bridge will not plague the La'i Bridge, the one that is right by the food land?
Can you be more specific? Which mistakes?
Like for instance, they did wrong pour, ordered the wrong parts, this things that just made the progress or the ending of when they're going to finish push back further. It's like there's so many mistakes that happen with the Ha'ula Bridge. They shouldn't be repeated because, you know, we only make mistakes once. Why repeat it again?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't exercise that fine degree of control over DOT's operations or their contractors. I wish I did. You know, maybe if I was the governor, it would be easier. But the sort of dirty little secret of why these projects are so often done poorly and why things take so long is that it comes down to and this is like very boring, but I'll tell you guys anyway. It's our state procurement code. Our state procurement code is so Byzantine. It is so complicated. And these jobs are so big that there's only a handful of construction companies that even understand the procurement code well enough to bid on these jobs and are sufficiently capitalized to do so. And, you know, I can't prove that these guys are artificially keeping their prices high, but it seems kind of suspicious that things cost so much money, right? And when you've only got a few people bidding on these jobs, and it's kind of the same companies that come up over and over and over again, there's not a ton of incentive for them to do better and for them to be better because to a certain extent, they're the only game in town. Sometimes we get lucky. And there are a few good companies out there. I don't mean to demonize everybody. And yes, sometimes people just make good old fashioned honest mistakes. But by and large, totality of work that is done for us, that is done for the DOT, for the department on behalf of these contractors, it's too expensive and it's not good enough.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sean, this is Dottie again. I'm sorry, but the last gentleman that spoke about that bridge, he's spot on. We watched them dump 10 truckloads of concrete in one day. And then they had to jackhammer all of that concrete out. They made a mistake, a big mistake. Now that's just one mistake of many, many, many. There is such a problem with the people that are doing these roads and especially the bridges. Crazy stuff. Thank you.
Well, I can certainly reach out to DOT and see if we can't, I don't know, if there have been other problems and other jobs with the same contract or the same company, maybe we can just blacklist them from further contracts.
My name is Allegra Lund. I'm just wondering if we know who is the contractor for the Lightyear Bridge, if they're a different contractor than Hauula.
I can find out. I think, there's supposed to be a listing somewhere online, but let me see. I can get that information to you guys and I'll email to the board.
Someone's saying Hands website. Okay. Okay. So on the Hands website is what it's saying.
So just in case you didn't hear online, we have a member of the audience that mentioned the HANDS website, HANDS. It's where all, I guess, public procured projects are posted. It's public information. Was there a hand up? Yes.
Hi, Representative Quinlan. My name is Deborah King and I'm from Chinatown and I come up here quite often. And I wanted to find out, I've been making videos of the bridges and sending it to officials. And I wanted to find out, can the construction companies be held responsible for displacing the residents? Because I think that there are a couple homes over there and I don't know if the residents had to leave or move or what, but can they be held responsible for their whatever, displacing people?
Well, the only entity that can quote unquote displace people would be either the county or the state through a process known as condemnation, also known as eminent domain, which is where we identify a piece of property that the state or the county needs to acquire for a public good. There's a bar you have to clear. Public good is actually a legally defined term. And then we pay fair market value for that property. It's rare. It happened with Chun James's property for the new fire station. You may have heard Chun talk about that over the years.
Specifically, what I'm asking is, I know that there at the Hauula Bridge, there are a couple homes that the the dumpsters, the tractors, and all of the equipment is parked in front of. And so I don't know if those were willing residents. I don't know anything about that. But anyway, that's just food for thought to find out, because that wouldn't be eminent domain unless they took it up front, right? I'm still learning this process. So anything.
If the trucks are just parked there, as long as they're not parked on public property, and then they're within the state right of way, which is 20 feet from the center line in either direction, the center line of the highway.
Okay.
And then beyond that, there's also a county right of way, and then there's the private property.
All right, we have someone. Ella, you have a question? online.
Evelyn Lane. Hi, Sean.
Sorry, Evelyn, we
Hello.
have Ella, and then I'll come back to you.
Okay, this is for both Sean and McKenna. I had mentioned at the Howland Community Association meeting the beginning of the month that we're having trouble with the Hawaiian monk seals hauling out onto the road at the end of Cam Highway and Waikalama Street. There's not much beach left there. That's where that tree collapsed into the road. And when the tides come up and the seals don't have anywhere else to go, they haul right up onto the highway. We had another incident. I mentioned it then. She said that DOT would take care of it. And apparently they did not, because on Sunday, I got a call from HPD that our 7-month-old monk seal McKenna was on the road and they were afraid it was going to get hit. So they had to reroute traffic. HPD was there, HFD was there, and then they finally called DLNR. Is there something we can do like quickly? We need one of those barriers that's like a 2-foot wall. One of those.
Oh, like those plastic orange and white ones that they fill with water or sand.
Yeah, something that will deter the seal from hauling out on the road.
Yeah, can you just text me the Google location exactly or email me, either one?
Oh, I
and,
would love to do that. I
yeah.
certainly will.
Just shoot me a
Thank you.
text. Thanks, Ella.
All right, final question, Evelyn.
Sean, thank you for being here, and I appreciate the fact that you're going to come out and walk our community too. The thing that really brought this to our attention was a draft letter that was going to be sent to the Kahuku Community Association explaining that our community has been designated as a high risk for wildfire, and that the cause of it was the Kahuku Latter-day Saints chapel across the street and the golf course. And I appreciate that you said that there are funds that we can use to try to reduce the fire material in the communities. And I'm thinking, after listening to everybody this evening talking about all the problems with the disaster and everybody's trying to figure out how we can help ourselves, it would be great if you could do some legislation that would make some more enabling ways for communities to be able to help themselves more easily. Because obviously there are not enough people in the government to serve all of us during these natural disasters, and we're going to have to do something to help ourselves. So if you could help us do that, that would really be nice.
Yeah, absolutely. And, so we created an extra tax on the visitor industry, cruise ships, and we increased the TAT by 0.75%. And we're putting that into a fund, which is going to help with wildfire mitigation, climate change adaptation, all these different pots of money. Unfortunately, the fund is not going to start generating money until January of next year, which is when it takes effect. And we hope to have the funds available for 2027 session to be appropriated by the end of, summer of 2027.
All right, thank you. I'm just looking again, a double check. I think those are all the questions. Representative Quinlan, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us.
Mahalo. Thanks, you guys. It made me feel very important today. A lot of questions. Aloha.
You are important. All right. Thank you everyone for that. We're going to move right now into our presentations portion. And just a reminder that the presentations, there is a 5-minute limit per presentation. We have 4 on the agenda today. The Office of Hawaiian Affairs, a cross-country race, a Rope for Wishes rodeo presentation, and then a bicycle race. And though the last 3 all look like they are connected to or occurring at Kualoa Ranch. And then I didn't acknowledge earlier, but we do have a 6th member of the board here. So we now have a quorum in the event that we do need to take action. So I'm going to turn the time without further ado to OHA. Do we have a representative? Is it?
Aloha, Chair. This is
Okay.
Kuike.
All right, perfect. Thank you online.
Aloha.
Thank you for joining us.
Mahalo. Mahalo. Am I able to screen share?
Yes.
Okay. If you give me a moment. All right, can you see?
Yes, we can.
Awesome, mahalo nui. Aloha mai kākou o wano o Ku'ike Kamakea Ohelo, no ka aina ho'opulupulu wa Manalo. My name is Ku'ike Kamakea Ohelo. I'm from Manalo, born and raised, and I serve as the Director of Oiwi Wellbeing and Aina Momona at the Office of Hawaiian Affairs. Mahalo for the opportunity to share OHA updates on our role in protecting iwi kupuna and community investment in your neighborhoods across the Pai'aina. OHA plays a vital and multifaceted role in cultural protection for the Native Hawaiian community. Its responsibilities span across advocacy, stewardship, funding, and collaboration. OHA advocates for the preservation of culturally significant sites, especially areas with known or potential burials, iwi kupuna, and traditional cultural properties. Example, Kapua Hiva area, which contains the Kukani local birthstones. And OHA often intervenes when development projects may endanger cultural or burial sites by requesting archaeological reviews in consultation with Native Hawaiian organizations and or advocating for stop work orders when needed. The most recent example is 330 Ku'ule Road, the case in Kailua. OHA receives a state and federal consultation process to ensure compliance with the following statutes set forth on this chart. 178 Oahu project review requests were received and assessed for 2025. Next to the legal process in the number, next to the legal process is the number of reviews performed thus far in 2025. In addition to the legal process requests in the chart, we received and reviewed 3 calls from beneficiaries. OHA is actively participating in the compliance consultation process for 2 federal permits. One, Oahu military leases at Makua, Kahuku, Kawailoa Po'amoho, as well as the Alawai pedestrian bridge project. This chart shows the number of Oahu project review requests received and assessed in 2025 in alphabetical order by neighborhood. OHA advocates for stronger laws and enforcement mechanisms to protect cultural resources. The OHA Community Grant, Pumuwaewai na Awao, Educational Resources promotes the development and use of educational resources for Native Hawaiian learners in schools, communities, and ohana. In FY26 and 27, OHA has renewed its commitment to the charter schools across the Pai'aina by increasing its investment to $6.78 million. This enhanced investment will benefit nearly 4,000 Native Hawaiian haumana and kumu across 17 schools, each of which will receive an increase in funding. In addition, OHA's commitment to charter schools, OHA funds educational programs like Kikio Ka'aina. They have been awarded $410,000 for its Oahu and Moloka'i-based project titled Board and Stone, strengthening families and equipping for the future, intended to educate and train Native Hawaiians in cultural foundations through Board and Stone classes. LE Codiversity has been awarded $401,000 approximately to serve beneficiaries on Hawaii, Maui, and Oahu through its Basic Hawaiian project, a groundbreaking Hawaiian language program which will increase language and cultural proficiencies of Native Hawaiians. The Boys and Girls Club of Hawaii has been awarded $410,000 for its Oahu-based project titled Kaulua'e o Kana'awao, which will provide culturally relevant educational support and career readiness training to Native Hawaiian youth from Naanapuli and Waianae. And then closing this slide up, Kanua Ka'aina Learning Center, Kalo, charter school support funding $2.85 million for facilities funding, plus an additional $500,000 for Nale Na'awao, the Alliance for Native Hawaiian Education Federal Advocacy. The OHA Community Grant for Omohala Waiwai, Ohana, and Kaiaulu for Ohana economic stability and community economic development engages in strategies to enhance the economic development and financial empowerment of the Lahui to build and sustain generational wealth and economic systems that are regenerative, sustainable, and reflective of Ike Kupuna. OHA funds support programs that, one, strengthens Ohana's abilities to pursue multiple pathways towards economic stability, two, cultivate economic development in and for Hawaiian communities. These programs include Homestead Community Development Corporation, which is a residential employment living improvement program and homestead policy advocacy for the waitlist. Kapolei Community Development Corporation, KCDC Homestead Night Market, Native Hawaiian Hospitality Association, Entrepreneur Development and Capacity Building, Wai'anae Economic Development Council, and then as well as Hawaii Community Assets, Kukulu Kahua Emergency Financial Assistance Program. The Kukulu Kahua Emergency Financial Assistance Program offers a one-time emergency financial assistance to Native Hawaiian individuals and families experiencing financial hardship. You may qualify if you, one, are Native Hawaiian, and you're on the Native Hawaiian Kalamai. One, if you're Native Hawaiian, and two, experiencing an emergency financial need, and three, meet the basic income and residency guidelines.
I apologize, Kuike.
Yeah, go ahead.
Your 5 minute time is up.
That's totally fine. And I just, Chair, if I just have one more moment, mahalo for the opportunity again. I will stop sharing. And we are committed to being there for our community. So any future opportunity to present, again, I will make sure that whoever's preparing these slides condense it down to 2 to 3 minutes so we allow opportunity for questions. Again, I apologize for going over time, and mahalo nui for your attention. If there's
No
any
problem.
questions, you can please forward that.
Okay, and it's 5 minutes. We can't take questions though, so if there are questions from the board. Also, the slides are going to be available. It'll be available on the Google Drive if you want to see the entire presentation.
Aloha.
Aloha.
I really enjoyed your presentation. My name is Dottie Kelly Paddock. I'm the Executive Director of Huio Ha'ula in Ha'ula at the Civic Center right here. We were having the meeting. You know, the statistics I've seen is we have 53% of Native Hawaiians here in Ha'ula per capita. And that's a lot of Native Hawaiians, and we want to have more programs and services out here for our Native Hawaiians. So I would like to connect with you sometime and find out how we can work on that with OHA. Please. Thank you.
Hikino, mahalo for the comment. I will, before I log off, make sure that I drop my email so you folks can contact me. I look forward to those conversations.
Anybody else, any other board members have a question? Okay, questions from the audience?
Aloha, my name is Deborah King. I live in Chinatown, and I began my search with the Oahu Historic Preservation Commission, and I thought it was going to be more like buildings. And after I started going, I realized it was about iwi kupuna. And so I just wanted to make a comment that I know that a lot of residential swimming pools and things like that may not come to your board, but they come to other neighborhood boards because they're constructing and they're finding some iwi kupuna in certain areas. And the homeowner has no clue what to do with them. And ultimately, it is supposed to be up to the homeowner to preserve the iwi kupuna because we have community members that are housing those bones in their house because there was no plan made in case they were found. So we need to really start educating our communities about what happens when we do construction projects and to make plans if we find them and what we're going to do. So I just wanted to make that comment. Thank you.
Mahalo.
Ben.
Aloha, Ben Schaefer. I
Aloha,
sit
Ben.
on the Oahu Island Burial Council, and you know that it always comes up all the time. And the problem is the city doesn't have enough people at DPP to review what is culturally there or sensitive to that area. And so they'll pass it down. They'll try to do it, but they don't have it. You know, there's too much work to do. At the same time, OIBC is Oahu Island Burial Council is trying to make sure that they do their due diligence, and when they do approve anything, that they go to the OIBC and it's all cleared. And it's a really tough situation now, especially with that Bill 293 that just came out. And so we're trying to see what we can work on so we can hopefully fund a position at the city and fund another one with Shifty because they need help too. Thank you.
Mahalo.
Question from Casey online.
Yes, mahalo for the presentation and your work. Do you have any statistics on the population of Native Hawaiians in this area? Because when they, my understanding from what I've seen, we've lost so many families. And then when Senator Awa and Ben Schaefer were running, both of them agreed, Democrats and Republicans, that Hawaiians were losing Hawaiians in this area. So I didn't know if you have any figures on that. And before COVID, when Deja worked for you, we would both, she had really important statistics on how the illegal vacation rentals were hurting Hawaiians the most. And they were the ones that were the worst affected by all these illegal vacation rentals that have boomed and have not been shut down up our side. So I didn't know if anyone else had taken up her work, because I used to testify in partnership with her. Well, she did most of it, but thank you. Mahalo.
Mahalo. I will work on your questions and then have a report out next month.
All right, I think those are all the questions. We want to thank you for your time. Mahalo.
Mahalo. Aloha.
Okay, our next presentation, we have Scott Wagner. Thank you very much for being here.
Hi, everybody. Mahalo for having me. My name is Scott Wagner from Punahou School. I've been the athletic director there for a couple of years. Prior to that, the athletic director at Mid-Pacific for 11 years. My 13-year tenure, I've been very involved with ILH cross country, and I'm also the assistant state coordinator for the HHSAA state country cross country race. One of the things that I was looking to do this year was to add another venue, and I've been working with Kualoa Ranch for the last 6 to 8 months looking for another venue. We found a terrific race for the kids, and the next thing is just to make sure that we mitigate all traffic. We've heard a lot about traffic tonight. We've got a really great plan that I want to share with you and then offer any suggestions as well. We're going to potentially be hosting this on Saturday, October 4th. The kids and coaches and event workers are going to be limited to 500 people. They're going to be allowed to come in between 6:30 and 8 o'clock in the morning. We're going to have a sheriff there from the time we are there to the time that we leave, which will be about 12 o'clock. At 8 o'clock, all the gates lock, so no more enter, no more leave. Once you're in, all the parking is right in the valley itself, so there's no street parking. And we will just run the many races that we have, and then we'll do some awards, and then they'll exit again with the sheriff to make sure that there's less impact on the traffic. At this point, I'd just love to open it up for any questions that you might have.
Questions from the board? Go ahead.
Is this race using the road at all, or is it all in the valley?
It's all in the valley.
Any other questions from the board? Questions from the audience?
One more question.
Oh, yes, Allegra.
So mostly you're just here to tell us more about the traffic going in and out.
Sure, yeah.
Making us aware of that,
Yep,
like
the
the
gate
500
the gate will
people
be
coming in.
unlocked for all of the teams. What I'm going to be requesting also is all the teams need to arrive by bus so that it limits the number of vehicles on the road. The event workers, the individual course marshals that might be, individual family members, we're going to have them come in cars, but again, they'll be parking on the ranch and in the valley. The sheriff will be there from the time we open until the time the last person is there. We're locking the gate again at 8 o'clock so that there's no more entering or exiting the ranch at that time. So it's just a short moment in the morning with, when we leave, that'll be a little bit more dispersed because some kids won't stick around for the awards, and the teams will start leaving again with the sheriff monitoring traffic.
What's the period of time for the ending where that they're going to be leaving?
First race is at 8:30. The last race will end probably about 11 o'clock.
Okay.
And at that point, again, some might start to leave. The awards hopefully done by 12, and then we're out of there.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming and sharing this with us.
My pleasure.
I feel like it's so kind of you. Come.
Thank you.
Oh, Ben, go ahead.
Madam Chair, I just have a question. Are we gonna have a motion to, approve it or anything like that? It doesn't say decision making, or just let us know FYI.
I think this is just informational.
Okay.
I don't know that there's a request for action taken,
Thank you.
but thank you for bringing that up. And yes,
That's a great question. So this year, because it's a new event, we're keeping it to the ILH schools only and the 500-person max. The hope is that we can start including the OIA, potentially outer islands, and maybe even some mainland teams. But again, we'll go slowly. I don't want to do this too fast.
Next time, Kahuku.
They're first on the list.
yes, we appreciate that. Okay, no other questions online. Thank you so much for being here and for your time. All right, our next presentation is Sir McKenna Kaayali'i.
Hi, aloha. Lily Makaila McKenna is online, I think. No, I'm going to present. She's watching children right now. She's neck deep in children right now. So I'm here to tag in and help. So we have a short presentation here. And I did want to mention there was some confusion. We did get some clarity last night from City and County of Honolulu. In the language of the Planning Commission permit, it does say that we go to the neighborhood boards for approval. However, City and County clarified that that's outside of the purview of the neighborhood boards. So they just encouraged us to come present, make sure that we're addressing any concerns or questions. But I think it is important. We are interested in getting, if not approval, understanding about support and concerns so that we know well in advance. Next slide. So wanted to talk about the Rope for Wishes Rodeo. Was first established in 2014, actually. And we're looking at, this year would actually be our 8th one. There was some gaps over the pandemic years. We're targeting October 18th and 19th. It's a Saturday and Sunday. You can see the timing is different that's on there. So Saturday daytime is not going to be like a performance that we're selling tickets to. It's just all the preparation for the rodeo performance during the day. So it would just be vendors and contestants for the most part that are on the property at the arena. Saturday's performance would be in the evening time, 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. And Sunday would be a daytime performance. That's the longer performance starting at noon and likely finishing before 6 p.m., probably closer to 5. But we do just have to see how the day goes with all the events. The location again is going to be at Kuloa Ranch. That's been our home rodeo arena for this event. And the purpose is our kind of collaboration and partnership with Make-A-Wish Hawaii, specifically donating to the Wishes Forever endowment. Next slide. So we established back in 2014. This is a benefit rodeo. This rodeo is not really marketed to visitors industry per se. This is just a local rodeo. It's all local contestants, but last year we were really lucky to have contestants that came in from Outer Island. A lot of the competitors are our youth that are involved in the Keiki Rodeo Association, the Junior Wrangler, and the High School Rodeo Association. So it's most of our Oahu District Rodeo kids. And then their parents get some glory time too in between holding their kids' horses for them. This has been, a really fun, family-friendly event. It's something that kind of brings out the rural nature and character of this area. It's always been hosted at Kuloa's Arena, and we're just hopeful that we can continue even in light of the kind of permitting constraints moving forward. And then all of the funds that are raised, we use to directly support. So portions of everything are used to support the Wishes Forever endowment. Next slide. I think this one, yeah. So it's in honor and memory of our Kaneohe Wish Kid Tayo, Kaayali'i. If you've ever worked at Kuloa Ranch, then you know Paul and Aya are our longtime photographers, and this was their son, Tayo. He he was a Make-A-Wish kid, and received his wish being granted. And sadly, when he passed away, we have been doing this Make-A-Wish rodeo, kind of supporting his endowment fund. Last year, we were able to raise $15,000 to donate to that endowment fund. The total attendance that we had last year, we did 800 pre-sale tickets, 500 tickets sold at the gate. This year will be different. Yeah, so there's a maximum of 500 tickets per day. So the cap is going to be at 500 for each of those 2 performances. Last year, we did have about 12 to 1,500 attendees overall. This year is going to be 1,000 total, 500 for each day. And like I said, it's more of a community rodeo. It's not a big time rodeo. It's a smaller community local rodeo. Next slide. So some of the community benefits, of course, the charitable impact directly to Make-A-Wish. Local economy, we do have some vendors, some food and craft vendors, no more than a dozen, right about 10 to a dozen. It's not a huge event, but we do like to have our local vendors there. Community engagement, it's mostly all of our local ohana that come out. And we think it's a really positive event for the community. Next slide. Some of the important parts, is safety and traffic. That's what we experience most in this area. So to handle the safety, we do have event management. It's the Lazy Owl Ranch and the Rope for Wishes team. Most of us are just all volunteers for Rope for Wishes. We will have parking, 2 entry points. We all know the front of the ranch entrance, the egress ingress has been separated into 2. That's been helpful for traffic coming in and out. We'll also be opening additional gates for competitors to enter and have signage for all of that. So we're really trying to be mindful about the impact on that 2-lane road there. There will be lots of visible signage, banners and signs posted directing that traffic off the highway and into the appropriate area. That map that's up there is shared with all the contestants, so they all know where they're supposed to go. Safety measures, EMTs and medical staff are on site through the duration of the weekend. We have security and parking control throughout the entire event. We also have HPD special duty that will be on site and assisting us with traffic. And then we do carry full liability coverage for the arena. Rodeos are fun and family friendly, but there is always a safety hazard. So we manage that by having those safety measures in place. Next slide.
I'm so sorry, Lily. So the time is up. Are you almost done? Just so we got, yeah.
Oh.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. So
Anything else you want to say about this? Yeah.
So mahalo to you folks. This is just because of the permit change, yeah. So limits no more than 500. Got to make sure we come to our neighborhood boards to chat with you guys about it ahead of time. Mahalo.
Thank you so much for your time. Board members, any questions? No question. Appreciate all the information, all the details. Audience, yes.
How do you become a vendor and how much is it?
I'm not sure what we charge the vendor fee. It's not too big, but if you I think if McKenna is online, she can share the link. If you Google Rope for Wishes Hawaii, we have a website and then we have an Instagram. So it has all that information on there. Mahalo.
Questions online? Okay, there is a website. McKenna posted it on the chat. It's tinyurl.com/rope -for-wishes. So tinyurl.com/rope -for-wishes. I don't see any questions online. Again, thank you for the detailed information. If there's nothing else, thank you so much, Lily. All right, we have our final presentation for this portion of the agenda. Do we have Tony Lang? Tony Lang is online. All right, the time is now yours.
Oh, great. Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to talk about a bicycle race. We've been running this for about the past 10 years. And last year when I presented to your board, we actually got some great recommendations that really help with the safety concerns for the participants. But this year, we're hoping to have the cycling race on Sunday, September 14th. It'll run from about 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. So it'll be about 2 hours. The course will start at Olauloa Regional Beach Park outside the front entrance. There'll be about 40 participants in total, and we are not going to impede traffic or block any of the traffic. Basically, there are going to be 10 teams of 4 riders each going off at about a minute intervals, and they have to ride single file and stay to the right of the white line so that we don't impede any traffic. It would go north for about 12 and a half miles right before the La'i shopping center, before that light. There'll be a U-turn and then head back to Kuala Ranch. So about 40 kilometers or 25 miles in total. We will have HPD, special duty officers, at the turnaround before the shopping center, as well as the start, just to make sure traffic is aware there is an event. We will have orange cones as well at the turnaround and at the start too. We will have a sweep wagon as well, and that will be kind of our EMT to make sure the riders are safe, as well as any of the pedestrians or any onlookers along the course too. We are obtaining a permit from the city and county of Honolulu for the streets. We do have full liability insurance from USA Cycling as well, and the Aloha State Cycling Association, which is based right here on Oahu. And this is Wolfpack is our cycling club, which is the main sponsor of the event. Again, so we're going to have about 40 riders. We hope to be off the course by 10 a.m. so we don't impede any traffic. And then we should be pretty much finished by then. So I'll open up with any questions or concerns from the board or any of the members of the community.
Board members, any questions? All right, any questions from the audience? Yes, we have one here. If you could please use the mic. We have the mic here on the table. We have one up here and then one in the back. It's on. You can just speak
It's
to
on
it.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you have your events as other places, other locations? We've been having a lot of traffic out this way. And that goes with everybody else. Okay? We've been bombarded. So there's other places that I know they have events. And it doesn't have to be on this side of the island. In Wailua, they have a large miles and miles of no residents. We have too many residents in this area right now. In fact, we have corporations, billion-dollar corporations in this side of the island. Did you know that? BYU, billions of dollars they're putting into that community. Same with Turtle Bay. Expects to expand. So we have enough traffic. Thank you.
All right, we had another question or comment in the back. Yes.
Yeah, do you guys, Wolfpack cycling, bicycles, you guys planning on doing any kind of wheelie contest?
No, not at all, sir. These are all seasoned bicycle racers, so they're all manual bicycles, and we believe safety is number one concern. So, but yeah, we will do none of that freewheeling or try or cause any commotion in the community.
Okay, good.
Any other questions from anyone in the audience? Oh, yeah, sorry. Board member Weiss.
I'm board member Margaret Kau'i Weiss. I don't have a question. I just have a comment about bike races on the highway. It frightens me because the highway's built for cars, not for bike races. And anyhow, that's just my comment. I don't know that you would want to look at a different location, as Uncle suggested, because there is a lot of traffic on our road, and I appreciate your limiting your bike race to that 2 hour window, and giving us specifics on where you're starting and turning around and everything. But it just kind of a safety issue for me, you know, when I drive my car past bicyclists, I get really concerned. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Aloha, this is Dottie Kelly Paddock from Hau'ula. I concur. I really worry about bicyclists on this Kamehameha Highway out here. It's not like a big highway. You know, we hardly have any side lanes on this road. I mean, it sounds like you're planning on bicyclists biking to the right of the white line. And there often are not places to bike there. The ocean is eroding away the road in many, many spots. It can be very, very dangerous. And I would also concur that maybe you should look at another spot. You know, we don't even have, it's almost a double yellow line all the way from Hau'ula to Kualoa Ranch. There's very few places to really pass a car. And we've had some terrible accidents out here. I think about it, please, seriously. Thank you.
Great. Thank you.
Sorry, I feel like you've caught our community in a really soft spot with traffic and this specific stretch of highway. We just had a pretty tragic accident that took some of our community members right on that road that you're going to go on. My husband's a bicyclist. He will ride from our house in Hau'ula to Turtle Bay and back, and I hate it. But I understand that it's a beautiful scenery, and he still does it, even though it's scary. But I did have a question, just maybe if we could have some insight of like, what is the draw to this, you know, this location? Your bicyclists are, you know, professional, world renowned. Yeah, just wondering why this part of the island. Maybe it might even be the most dangerous part of the island to do this race. So we're just wondering, what's the draw?
Yeah, I think, like you said, it's very scenic. And I think the one draw to the cyclists is there's really no traffic lights from Kualoa Ranch all the way up to La'i Shopping Center. So that, in terms of police, the special duty officers, we need to have them at every traffic light, and then the call add up. If we have certain number of lights as well. So that's kind of a big draw, is just the route without the traffic signals.
That's good to know. Thanks so much.
Aloha, Ben Schaefer. I just wanted to bring up that my concern has always been when I see them on the road and they go on the side, there's so much gravel and stuff. And that is where it scares me, because I don't know if they're going to fall down or if they're going to make it. And that's the worst for me. Thank you.
Yeah, I know that's a great observation. So the day before on Saturday, we go out and sweep the course on the right side of the line and make sure there's no gravel in certain areas as best as we can, just to make it safer. So we do that the day before.
And sorry, anything else from the board before I go to the audience? Okay, we have question from the audience.
Yeah. You know, I just wanted to remind the board, sorry guys, but he is one of many cycling people, organizations, because we live here our whole life. They've always cycled out our side of the island. I feel bad for this guy because we all bombarding him, but there are way bigger cyclist organizations that been coming out our way for as far as I can ever remember. I'm 59 years old. So, I mean, let's give the guy a break. We understand we can focus all our concerns, but if we really want to solve this problem, we're going to have to attack the bigger cycle organizations, because they come through here and like this guy is just going from Polo to Haula, putting, yeah, and feel bad because you guys, right, we've been bombarded with all this traffic accidents after accidents, but remember now, we get 26 humps that we have to travel through, 26. So mind you guys talk about all the traffic. One of the biggest traffic problems we face is the 26 illegal humps that they have on our highway. So we need to fix that too. So just, sorry, board, but I just had to remind you guys about that.
No, thank you. Appreciate the comment. I feel like the sentiments from from the board is just mainly, again, we're in the middle of a lot of traffic, a lot of, concerns have been brought up on traffic this entire meeting. And so while we understand he's one of many cyclists, I think the concerns still remain the same, that it's a safety. The roads are not the same that they were for the last 20 to 30 years. And there's other concerns, safety concerns, I think that the board is bringing up. So yes, we do understand. And we thank you again for your presentation. I think any presentation that would come before this board would be met with the same questions and concerns. So thank you for your time. Are there any other questions from the audience? Yes, Deborah.
Hi, I'm Deborah. If you said it, I didn't hear it. How many cyclists will there be?
There will be 40 in total going off in increments. So there'll be 10 teams of 4 riders riding single file in about 1-minute intervals. And so we should be off the road probably by like 9:45 a.m. We should be back to Kualoa Ranch.
Yes, Allegra.
Yeah, my name's Allegra Lynn. I just wanted to reiterate, yeah, I think this is just a sensitive time for sure. And we do really appreciate, like, yeah, limiting your numbers, also having such a great plan of, staggering. So I feel like you're doing all the right things. But yeah, we just wanted to be able to voice those concerns for sure.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments from the audience? Okay, we're going online now. Okay, I don't see any other questions.
I have a comment, sorry.
Yes, Atalina. So we do have board member Atalina Pasi online. Go ahead, Atalina.
Aloha mahalo, Tony Lang, for coming and presenting. And this is just general for everyone that's presented tonight. Olauloa, our community, we are very patient and we're such good hosts to events like the cyclists and also to our cross-country keiki that are coming to Kualoa. I just want to remind everyone that Olauloa is such a beautiful place. And in order to keep it beautiful, we do have to malama aina. And coming and having events here, it's a blessing. But I also want to say that we do have opportunities for you folks to come in Malama Aina, come and help us to keep our Ko'olauloa community beautiful, and to learn the mo'olelo of our moku. We have Mauna Wila Heao. Come and have your events, but also come and help us to keep Ko'olauloa beautiful and to learn more about the history of this beautiful place that I know that we live in, but we also want to share the importance of the history and helping us to keep our community beautiful. So that's all I wanted to share. Mahalo.
Appreciate your comment, Atalina. Thank you so much for that. That's a very, very good point. Okay, any other questions? I don't see any. Okay, all right. We are gonna just move on to, I think this is, yes, so we're gonna move on to our committee reports. I know the committees are still fairly new because this is a new board. So I'm just gonna ask, I'm not gonna go through each committee, but I am just gonna ask if there are any committee reports that need to be made. Checking with those online. Thank you again for being here. Those of you that are excusing yourselves. I do want to ask for the people that are online, can you see us? Atalina, if you can hear me, or anyone else, can you see the video? We're getting a comment that the video is not, you're not able to see the video, but only hear us?
I can see you.
Okay. Casey, you might just, yeah, we do have other people that can see the video. It might just be something you need to check on your end. Okay, committee reports. Do we have any reports or updates from any of our committees? Yes, Ben?
Hello, Ben Schaefer. I wanted to report on the Transportation Committee. We haven't met yet. I want to get that email and numbers. We are going to meet. And we're going to start from one end of the highway all the way down to the end of our district. All the bus stops, all the bridges, all the roads, all the humps. And we want to have every community meeting within their community and telling us what their issues are and what do they want to see happen. And that's, it's going to take a little while, maybe about 2 or 3 months. And hopefully we'll have some feedback from these communities because we need to fix a lot of things. Thank you.
So just quick question on that. Is the thought that you're going to be meeting just in you're going to have an open public meeting, or will it be with the community associations in the area? What was your thought?
My thought is the community associations would meet themselves because we all represent one community or two. And then our people would report back on what their community wanted. Yeah, we want that connection between us and our communities and get that feedback. I'm sure everybody knows what the issues are,
Mhm.
but we wanna make sure that we have them in writing. We make sure that we follow up with what's her name again? Erica.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I already told her during the week last week that we want to get a report. And she said the DOT is going to do it. I said, that's fine, but I just want to make sure that we have a report every month, what happened for the last 30 days and what's going to happen for the next 30 days and what the cost is for each project as it moves along and when is the end date of these projects because they're going to be changing, right?
Mhm.
So we want to know what's going on every project.
Got it.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So I guess when you get, if you have any more information or details, you can share that in the meeting so we can help get the communities involved. Any other reports from any other committee?
Dottie Kelly Paddock, Committee on Community Resilience and Emergency Preparedness. In regards to community resilience, we have a food pantry here at the Ha'ula Civic Center. And we have decided we need to expand our hours into the late evening hours, especially for families who have jobs but are struggling still. And so in September, we're going to have our food pantry open from 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. the whole day. So we encourage anyone who needs to come and pick up food. Many times we have fresh produce as well as canned and dried foods. So please come for that. If you need food, we'd love to provide it. Second, and that starts in September. Every Wednesday from 8:30 to 6, every Wednesday, right here on Kukuna Road in Ha'ula, the old satellite city hall. The second thing I wanted to mention is related to emergency preparedness. We have a community emergency response team training coming up. We have this every year. It's absolutely free right here at the Civic Center. It is September 13th and 27th. And then we go on a trip to Diamond Head and we practice the skills that we learn. The Diamond Head date is October 11th. We space it out because we don't want you to have to spend 3 Saturdays in a row here. And so we space it out. So please, that's September 13th, that's a Saturday, September 27th, that's another Saturday, and then October 11th at Diamond Head. And this is free. We provide a free lunch, and we usually have about 20 people enrolled in this. This year, we have 40 people enrolled. And so I'm encouraging you to come out, learn more about emergency preparedness. You don't have to be a big, strong guy or anything. You can do a whole lot of things to help your community prepare in any kind of role you want. We really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dottie. Kawi, did you have anything else? Okay,
If you want to sign up, our phone number, it's really simple, 293-5000. Just call that number and say, leave your name, number, and I'll get back and confirm.
thank you so much, Dottie. Okay, that's it for our committee reports. We're getting to the end of our agenda here. This is an opportunity for public input or community announcements. And just a reminder, it's a 2-minute limit per speaker. So I'm going to open it up. Is there any public input or community announcements? I know we're down to just a few here in person. Okay, maybe online. Let's see, who do we have here? Okay, Zena?
Yes, mahalo. Thank you, board chair. Thank you, board members. I'm a resident of Halu'u, but I'm coming to your board meeting online tonight to tell you about a workshop that my research team is hosting. So I'm a researcher with a local climate research group called Pacific Reset, and I work with Arizona State University as well. Next Thursday evening, we're holding a workshop on flooding in Ko'olaupoko and Ko'olauloa, focused on the area from Kaneohe through Kuhuku. The workshop's going to be held at Key Project in Waihe'e, and there will be food. We've been partnering with Key Project to develop a flood app and some flood maps that will hopefully help residents, especially those dealing with flooding along their drive that is affecting roadways all the way up the Ko'olau coast and traffic. And I've interviewed residents to understand how they're impacted by flooding, what they're doing to respond, and what kind of options and preferences they might have for infrastructure or other solutions to flooding. And I'm going to be presenting this interview results as well as this flood app, and would love community input so that we can finalize it and make it as useful as we can for folks who are driving through, well, hopefully you're not driving through floodwaters, but encountering flooding on your drive or flooding at your homes or in your communities. So come on through. I'm going to stick the link in the chat to register and another for our flyer to learn more about the event. Hope to see you there. Thank you.
All right, we'll post the information as well in the Google Drive and on the website. Thank you. All right, we had was it Andrea? Andrea, you also had your hand up.
Yes, I do. I just wanted to get people that have ideas for holiday booths or food booths, whatever. Kava School Bazaar will be happening November 15th. And if you wanted to sign up early, it's at email kaavaschoolpto@gmail.com. kaavaschoolpto@gmail.com, all lowercase. And it's great fun every year we have this. And I hope that people do want to have a booth and give us an email. Thank you.
Is there a cost for anybody that wants a booth, Andrea?
Oh, yeah, the booth will have a fee. The PTO has not decided yet.
Okay.
It's minimal, don't worry.
Okay, but they can email you for more information.
Yeah, it's not me, actually. It's Kava School PTO.
Okay. Okay, awesome.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Are there any other announcements? Yes, Evelyn?
Evelyn Lane. I'm sure you guys are getting tired of me talking about fire, but we're going to have a general membership meeting at the Kukuku Community Association on August 19th, and we are going to be having a Firewise presentation that will, I hope, will encourage our community to become a fire-wise community so that we can help prevent ourselves from becoming Lahaina. And so I encourage everybody to come and join the CERT team and support our community as we try to prepare to get out of these hazards. Thank you.
Yeah, you can ask follow-up questions.
Yeah, I just had a question for you. No, you're good. No one's. You were kind of talking about, so you were talking about the trees behind the LDS church, or like kind of in between the LDS church and the golf course. Is that right?
Right, those trees, yeah.
And is that state land or government land or what, whose land?
That belongs to the chapel.
Oh, it does belong to the chapel.
Right, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And so we've been
see.
trying for a long time, at least a year more, to have those cut down. And it's really, we've had so many fires over there. And our residents have had to evacuate from other areas around the golf course over the years. And now that we're in these drought conditions in Kahuku and all of these serious concerns that, well, I mean, how many fires have we had on the islands and all of our islands? And so it's really, really dangerous because we don't even have another way out. And that grove is going to block our exit. And we will be inundated by the resin fumes from those trees. And then those trees are 40 feet tall. And all of that crowns are going to blow all over Kahuku and send the fire everywhere. And so it's not just us, but we have the least likelihood to live if this burns. And so that's why I'm like, I want to just like cry to you, please, please do something to help us, because these are disabled and, you know, people who have the least amount of ability to care for themselves. And without your support, we are going to perish in this place. It's a death trap. So
Do you feel like, I know you're going to talk about it at this meeting. Do you feel like there's something we could propose where the community comes together to, I know that's a lot of work, but the community comes together or presents to the LDS church that we fix it, if not, you know, kind of thing.
right. Well,
Is that what you're
yes,
thinking?
I think that, you know, some of our residents, one of our residents is a member of the church, and he is a victim of fire. He rescued many seniors from an assisted living center in Henderson, Nevada, and he had to move here because he couldn't breathe anymore because he died like several times after doing this. And he's one of the few people who's ever lived after this kind of inhalation. And so I can't tell you how concerned this man is. He's even threatening to sue his own church because he wants this grove turned, you know, taken down. So, you know, we're kind of like living with PTSD over there because of all the things that people have already been through. And to have this weighing on us every single day, you know, after all the fires that we've already been through, I just can't understand why it hasn't come down yet. So thank you for asking the question.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for bringing it up.
All right, thank you. I think we have, Ben.
I don't have a question. I just wanted to make what I said earlier on on Oahu Island Barrier Council, it was just my manao on what we need to do going forward. And I haven't met with everybody yet to bring that up. Thank you.
All right, thanks for that clarification. Yes, we have someone in the audience here. It should be on, yes.
Okay, my name is Brigham Blevins, a retired school teacher. Okay, I came here to see what the community can do to protect people. And I appreciate all of you for your time. I've been in real estate myself. I've been a contractor, electrical contractor for over 30 years. So I understand what goes on in government. And I have to leave soon, but I appreciate all of you. This is an important time. Billionaires are here, right on your North Shore. Okay. Many, many people are going to move here. This is just the beginning. And I appreciate you contributing your time. I just want to make one thing. Many of our people are in poor health, and my wife was affected. This is why I'm here. And I appreciate all of the different donations, the food bank and all these kind of donations happening. But we also need to take care of ourselves and eat the proper foods. And also the kind of medicines that the pharmaceutical companies are putting out is not good. Some of it is not good. And we see that online. So we need to have someone to do research and have classes for our people so they can protect themselves from these money makers. See, I'm just putting it to you. They're money makers. Okay? So if you can assign someone to have a class, there's many people out there. I know many health people that know about this, and we can use their knowledge to help others. I have to leave now, and I appreciate all you have done, are doing. Thank you.
All right, thank you for your time.
Mr. Blevins, Mr. Blevins, I just want to say thank you very much. And thank you for making that kind of statement. I just wanted to let you know that right here at Hau'ula Community Center on Wednesday nights, we have a healthy living class. And it's primarily a lot of kapuna here. And so they do a lot of fun things in that class. And Dr. Miriam Chang, who is well known in this area, helps lead that class. So maybe you'd like to join us some night. It's at 6:30 Wednesday, 6 o'clock Wednesday, right here.
Every Wednesday, 6 p.m. here. Thank you so much. Okay, and then we have Otalina online.
Aloha, everyone. I have a community announcement. We are having a Alzheimer's and caregiving talk story. This is being hosted by a newly formed nonprofit in Ko'olauloa called Hale Ofa. And the board president for Hale Ofa is Cynthia Channels. So she's going to be hosting it at the KVA on August 28th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. The facilitators of this talk story is going to be Kula Nona Po'e Hawaii. They are a nonprofit from Papakolea who's been doing work with kupuna, caregiving, and Alzheimer's throughout the state. So they've been doing talk stories all over the Pai'aina in different locations, and they've chosen to have one in Ko'olauloa. So please invite any of the community that you folks know that have members of their family that are living with Alzheimer's, dementia, or if they're caregivers themselves. We invite everyone to come to the KVA on August 28th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. to have this important talk story. Also on October 8th, please save the date, NCI Hawaii is having a Ko'olauloa La Ohana. It is a health fair, a resource fair. It's a family event, and the headliner is Ho'onua. The venue is to be determined, and then we'll give you more updates in our next Ko'olauloa Neighborhood Board meeting. So mahalo, everyone. And that's my announcements for tonight. Mahalo.
All right, thank you so much, Atalina. I don't see any other announcements in the audience or online. So we're just going to move on to the approval of the minutes from last month, Thursday, July 10th. We have a draft of the meeting minutes. I hope that the board has had an opportunity to take a look at it. It was emailed out a week ago. There any objections to the minutes? Their secretary got to take a look at it. It looks okay. Is there a motion? Okay, we have a motion from Dottie to approve the minutes from July 10th. Is there a second on the motion?
I second the motion.
Okay, thank you, Allegra. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Nay? All right, so we have now approved the minutes. And let's see, we have, okay, board announcement. The only announcement here is that our next scheduled meeting, if you don't already have it on your calendar, is Thursday, September 11th here, same time, same place, 6:30 p.m. And I think that concludes our agenda. Thank you, everybody, for your patience and your cooperation and participation, both in person and online. And we're going to call the meeting adjourned. It is, what time is it now? It's at 8:54 p.m. All right. Thank you, everyone.